This past weekend, I had the privilege of speaking at an event that had about 150 teenagers added. What you're about to watch is my introduction both to myself as well as the weekend. I'm just kind of telling some fun stories about my background, talking about YouTube a little bit, and just kind of giving a little bit of history of myself, that kind of thing. So if you've ever wondered what I'm like live on stage, how I tell stories, this video will let you know about all of those fun things. And if you're interested in watching the entire first talk from it, which is where this comes from, the link is down below in the description. With that said, here you go. By the way, I've had a dog in my lap this whole time. There you go. There you go. So my name is Chandler. I'm very excited to be here tonight, getting to speak to all of you. And this whole weekend, it's kind of about this idea of our identity and how our identity changes our actions. And so as long as we're talking about that, I should probably let you know a few things about myself and some of the things I kind of identify with. So I've been working with teenagers for over 15 years. Started actually at Hill Country Pflugerville, volunteering in the student ministry, interned there from 2003-ish to 2006-ish. Kind of was very transformational for me. And then was a youth pastor in Hutto, Texas at Hutto Bible for about 8 years. And so I'm, once again, of course, excited to getting to speak at a Renew for Pflugerville, a church that was so important to my own transformation and becoming the person that I am. A few more things about me. I identify as a musician. I identify as, doesn't mean I'm necessarily good at it, but so this is a picture of me. Back in the day, I played in a lot of very loud, obnoxious punk bands and had some killer hairstyles back in the day, made some very wise choices with what I did. A few other things about me. I've always been kind of a movie buff and into nerd culture type stuff. And so actually what I do kind of full time right now is I review movies on YouTube, which started as a hobby 3.5 years ago and kind of transformed into a full-time thing, which is pretty cool. But I've got like a silver play button. I'm on the website Rotten Tomatoes. I'm one of the certified critics. And actually sometimes I get to like interview famous people. And so if you've ever seen the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the guy that played Ghost Rider on it, and then he was the new Terminator in the new Terminator movie, I actually got to interview him a few months back, and it started off great. If we have my first little video clip, if you can play this of how this interview started off, because
I'll tell you after.
Well, thank you for interviewing me. Or excuse me. I'm interviewing you. It's like the cringiest opening moment to an interview of all time. First time I was ever invited to a press junket, sat down with the guy and thanked him for interviewing me. Nice, yeah. That played out really, really well for me. Anyway, so I've also been married for 13 years. We got a little picture of my family. We got actually married at Hill Country Bible Church, Pflugerville. Once again, very important church to me, formative in my life. So with 3 kids, we have Liam. He's the oldest. He's into all the things you expect someone his age to be. So Minecraft. Anyone like Minecraft? He constantly, hey, Dad, did you know this? And like, no, I don't know anything about Minecraft. You're just, all of it's speaking over my head. And then the Mandalorian, that hit, Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, Shock Troopers. Oh, I saw the shirt. Yeah, that is his life. My daughter Chloe, she's 5. She just started taking piano lessons 2 weeks ago. So kind of continuing the whole musician thing that I pretend to do. Hopefully she'll be the real deal. And then Karis, our baby, is just 1. And all she's really been able to do in life is destroy things and make just disgusting diapers. So one thing a lot of people that know me as an adult don't know about me is that when I was growing up, I played a lot of sports. As an adult person, I don't really talk about sports. I don't watch sports. I do fantasy football, but I don't watch football, so it's all like a numbers game for me. And so actually, when I'd been married like 10 years, I was watching the Super Bowl with my wife, and I started to explain to her what a first down was and field goal. And she turns to me and she goes, wow, like I'm really proud of you that you know how the football works. Know how the football works. Like, who talks like that? And who do you think I am that I don't know how football works? So, growing up, I played basketball, baseball, football, soccer, all the different sports. But the one that I really, really, really played was baseball. In fact, growing up, I had my own baseball card.
Not a lot of people have their own baseball card. There's only 2 still in existence. And so they're quite valuable. They are back in my cabin. I forgot to bring them, but so that's a big deal. Also over here, I have a baseball bat with my name on it. Pretty big deal. Now, you can't read that. If you fall asleep, you will be able to read it because this is how I'm going to keep you awake, and then I will go to jail. But so I have a baseball bat with my name on it. That's how big of a deal as a baseball player I was. In middle school, I was like the star player on my team. So I was like 4th in the batting lineup. When we needed like someone really good on the infield, I was on first base. It was awesome. So it came time to go into high school. I decided I would try out with a high school baseball team. Obviously, I have my own baseball card. I have a bat with my name on it. I'm the star player on my middle school team. Obviously, I will gift my high school baseball team with my presence. I am Sean Chandler. So go to tryout. I go to all the practices I'm supposed to, play everything I'm supposed to do, everything I'm told, I do it because I'm Sean Chandler and I'm obedient. And it comes time to do the first round of cuts. They do like 4 rounds of cuts leading up to when you actually start playing. And they call us into this meeting. They're only going to cut like 1 or 2 people and show up. I'm confident because I'm Sean Chandler, baseball card guy. So show up, sit down. The coach goes, good news, only one of you is going to get cut. The rest of you, you're good to go. You're not going anywhere. So I sit down, confident. Pulls out the list. Sean Chandler, if you can leave, that'd be great. Just go down the hall. I'm sure you're good at something. Not athletic, definitely not baseball, but something. Go down the hall. So the Charlie Brown sad music starts playing. I lower my head, walk out by the whole rest of the team, and leave. And start reevaluating my whole life, like thinking back like, wait, how bad was the team I was just on that I was the star player? Like, what just happened that I got cut first round, but I had been the star player of the team I had been on? And for years, I kind of like started reevaluating my life and rethinking things. Then actually, 10 years later, I went to the Wikipedia page for my high school, or it's actually probably 15 years later, Wikipedia page for my high school because, I used my time wisely, and start looking through the page, the weirdest things you can do with your free time. I wonder what's going on the Wikipedia page for my high school. And there's a section on famous people from your high school, and I start reading through it. One of them is named Kelly Johnson, and he went on to play Major League Baseball. And I had this moment in my life, I went, wait a minute, Kelly Johnson? I took sex ed with this guy in middle school. He cheated off of my test. That's how he knows how the birds and the bees work, because he cheated off my test. I was trying out for the baseball team against an actual Major League Baseball player. Like, he went on and played for the Braves, the Royals. Like, he played for 11 years in the major leagues, and that's who I was competing against. Another guy that made the team was Brian Vera, who went on to become a boxer. He's still a boxer. And I'd like, am I actually like super athletic? Like, should I have like kept swinging this bat? Like, am I that good? I just happened to try out against like this weirdly good year where everyone happened to be a professional athlete. But here's the deal. The day after I got cut, how do you think I felt? I moved on, actually. I didn't really care all that much, because that was kind of the problem. I like to play baseball. Kelly Johnson was a baseball player. Like, he was dedicated to it in elementary school, in middle school, and he's still dedicated to it, and we're 20 years out of high school. Like, he was a baseball player. That was his identity. To me, it's just one more thing in my life. And that's what we're really talking about this weekend, are those things that we identify with and how they change our lives. Our identity, those core things we identify with, change the actions that we take. So, gamers, game. Baseball players, play baseball. Students, theoretically study. Like, if you were like me, you just failed all your tests. But like, we have all these things we identify with, and they come with different actions associated with them. Like, so one thing for us for Christmas, we decided to get our kids a puppy. So, yeah, I just wanted an excuse to show a picture of a puppy. Like, we put it in a box, put it under the tree for 3 days, and then came back. They opened it at Christmas morning, and we had to get a new puppy because that one didn't last. That wasn't true. The puppy was in a box for about 30 seconds. But so the kids opened it like, there's a puppy. It's amazing. But being puppy owner guy, that now means one of the things that I do at my home a lot is pick up poop with my bare hand. And if you walk around my house, like you want to have shoes on or like shower shoes or whatever, because there's just urine everywhere constantly. It's disgusting. So cleaning up poo and pee goes right along with this identity of being pet owner person. Or another one this is actually pretty embarrassing. So as part of this being a YouTuber person, like I try and do the whole social media game really well. So whenever I went full-time with YouTube, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do Instagram. And part of Instagram is like documenting your whole life, everything that you do. So that means as a grown man, I take an obscene number of selfies just documenting everything kind of going along in my life. If you play this out, I'm the same age as some of your dads, or just a couple years younger. So imagine your dad at Christmas dinner picks up his plate of food, grabs his phone and goes, Christmas dinner, and you're just sitting there, oh, Dad, what are you doing? That's what my kids have to do when I'm around. Or like this picture right here of the screenshot of the number of selfies I took. Matt back there, he hasn't taken this many selfies in his life. This is how many I took in 3 days. Like, it's bad. It's a problem. We actually hired a photographer to take our picture for Easter. We went out to this nice house with the flowers and kind of this rustic look to it. And I went, wow, this is like a really great place to take some selfies. So I'm taking a picture of myself while I'm paying someone else to take a picture of me. So they're taking a picture of me, taking a picture of myself. It's ridiculous. As I was putting this PowerPoint presentation together, I was like, I should let people know I'm working on a talk. And took a picture of myself talking about taking pictures of myself inside. In fact, as long as we're here, we might as well take a selfie of the whole group. This side of the room first. This side over here. Everybody? There we go. Why do I say all this? Why do I say this? That's not what I did before I started doing this Instagram game. That's not what I did. I didn't document my life for the internet until very, very recently. That was a new action that came with that identity of YouTuber guy that kind of changed who I was. Sometimes the things that identify us or that we get our identity from can actually be really toxic. Like if someone's an authority figure in your life and they slap a label on you that's hurtful, maybe a parent, a teacher, someone that you perceive of as having importance, can damage you. Like I heard a story about a girl, her name was Elsa, and she's very special, and she was playing with her sister Anna when they were young, and something went wrong, and she actually really hurt her sister. So they went off to actually talk to some literal trolls, which I didn't know they were real. They meet up with the trolls, and the trolls give some advice to the parents. Parents, pretty dense, kind of stupid, interpret it as going to their little daughter and saying, you're dangerous. We need you to conceal, don't feel, don't let it show. And then they lock her in her room for 10 years. And as it turns out, she grows up and has a little bit of a complex because of that. That's a joke. But the part where it gets tough is that there's a truth inside of that, though. That if you've had someone call you ugly, stupid, useless, you can play throughout the words that you hear it and it just kind of rings in your head. If it's at the right time or the wrong time, and they say something, those words can just weigh on your soul and carry with you throughout an entire lifetime. So what we're talking about this weekend isn't the negative, it's not the activities that identify us. We're talking about the identities that can transform us.
Once again, if you're interested in hearing the entire talk, the link is down below in the description, or I'll have a card, something like that, somewhere around here. Just so you know, it was from a church retreat, so if you don't come from a church background, it might be a little bit different for you, but if you're interested, you can check it out over there. Thank you for watching.